Hi, I'm Dr. Kim Logan-Nowlin.
I'm Arthur Nowlin.
And welcome to Making It Work. Arthur, just the two of us. What comes to mind?
About the two of us?
Just no, we still have a third wheel. We still have Aaron, our 15-year-old. We have a 15-year-old. Okay, we have a 36-year-old, we have a 33-year-old, and we have a 15-year-old. Remember when we, Micah, she was in her junior year, going into her senior year at Mount Vernon Academy, and I came to Arthur and I said, Arthur, what about having another baby? Now our child is about to leave, graduate, go to Oakwood University, and Arthur's response was, yes, let's do this.
No, that was not my response.
You know, but I asked you and you said, yes, honey, what do you want? I said, I want to have another baby.
That's the way you asked me.
I did. I was sweet.
You know, and I still had concerns.
You did?
Yes.
Because you wanted to play golf all day.
Continuously.
So your golf game was good, it was going well, and I want to have a new baby, an infant. And now she's 15. So I'm going through that empty nest syndrome. She's about to leave to go to boarding school.
There's people that can help you in that area.
Is that right? I need counseling?
Yes, you need something.
Well, our guest today, Mr. and Mrs. Roscoe and Nettie Gray. And I'm just excited because they're members of our church. We know them, we've seen them, but they have an empty nest. Their youngest child is attending Oakwood University in her junior year, and we are just excited what God has done. But they're both elders in the church. And he's retired, but she wears many hats. She's vice principal of the school and also teacher and counselor. That's a lot, Arthur.
It is a lot, but I think it's more than just having an empty nest and being involved in the church. I think what it is their love for each other.
Oh, they do love each other.
You know, I mean,
he loves
it
her.
shows.
He does.
You know, like, and they're willing to really work together, and they're excited. I heard her say something where her husband was really her motivation, and that was really something important to me.
Well, definitely. Well, let's talk with Roscoe and Nettie here on Making It Work. Elder Roscoe and Nettie Gray, welcome to Making It Work.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having us here.
Listen, okay, let's just talk about this wonderful relationship that I see week to week and the friendship. Let's talk about how you met and how many years you've been married. How many years?
38 years.
39 in May.
What?
Oh, wow.
Well, how did you meet?
I met at church, a city temple. A mutual friend introduced us, and she had this distinct voice, a little voice. And when she walked down the aisle to leave, there she is, Lord.
That's what you said?
Yeah, that's what I said, because most beautiful set of legs. It was her legs.
It was her legs.
A little bit of waist like that. I said, there she is, Lord. That's the one for me.
So what did you do?
I chased after her.
That Sabbath?
No, it wasn't that Sabbath, but I chased after her, and I was dressed to impress.
All right.
And actually, on her part, it was love first sight.
She looked at you.
He will always say that. I happened to have been home on vacation from Andrews, and I was at church that Sabbath. But it was my best friend who kind of liked him. And she introduced us, but when I came home for the summer, wherever we went, it was a threesome. He was always there. I had the car, and he was always with us going wherever we wanted to go. And I would tell him the truth. Oh, you're just like a brother. Just like a brother.
Didn't want to be no brother.
I won't be no brother.
But the relationship just blossomed. We just go different places, concerts, and go out to eat. He'd just come over, go bowling, and just blossom.
Matter of fact, we went bowling today.
You went bowling today?
Yeah.
Together?
You're in a bowling league or something like that.
Yeah, we had some few friends from the church. We just for the exercise.
Who's a better bowler?
I bowled 212.
Oh,
today? My first time doing 212.
You did 212?
You did. What did you bowl?
200.
No.
212. That's great.
Yes.
We're going
You don't know anything about that. Well, unless you do it on the Wii or something.
You know, you know.
That's how I felt, because I could do that on the Wii, but like, wow, all of these strikes, like, oh, I can't believe it, I can't believe it.
That's really
Five in a
great.
row she threw.
Now, I know you both cook, you make a mean sweet potato pie, and you know, all the things you do together. The children, you have 3 children.
Yes.
What are their ages?
Okay, Ania is 35.
All right. Ricky,
Roderick is 33.
33.
And Regina is 20. She'll be 21 in October.
Now it's an empty nest. Now Regina is in Argentina. What is she doing over there?
Well, we have this program, Adventist Colleges Abroad. I participated when I was in college. My son went to I went to Spain. My son went to Argentina. And Regina said, because they both said, we want to learn Spanish. I says, okay, if you want to learn, goodbye. Pack your clothes. And I'm packing and crying.
Were you?
But I sent her over. So she's at our Adventist
That's all she do is
College
cry.
in River Plate College.
Well,
And she's taking classes there. So when she
she's
comes back, she'll be proficient in Spanish.
Isn't
That's
that wonderful? Elder Gray, do you speak Spanish?
No, no.
No, no. So,
Just we.
isn't that French?
Wrong language.
See, okay, see. All right, so how is it working together in the church for the Lord, both being elders together?
It's easy.
Is it?
It's a lot of fun. This is my 33rd year as an elder.
What?
33
Yeah,
years.
my 33rd year as an elder. And it came natural with Nettie because when I was head elder, she did all my scheduling and everything. And when she became an elder, I just worked with her how to do this, how to do that, how to be an elder. And she blossomed as an elder.
Recognizing that now you're in the household with another elder, you know, how does that motivate you as far as maintaining your relationship in the church and, you know, in the community, you know?
Now, I tell you what she liked to do. She liked to come up with something and say, this is mine for the next of my speech. This is my sermon. And I would more or less would steal it from her. Because I do the Wednesday noon prayer service.
Oh, okay.
And when she tell me something good, that's what I use for my sermon.
So she had to tell you don't
So
use
now she don't tell me anything.
But I think when I became an elder, because he knew, and we just have books and books at home, he wanted to make sure that I'm successful because it was a problem with us having a female elder.
Right.
There was some...
Because you were
right.
one of the first.
Right.
You and
Beverly was the first
and
one.
then Juanita. But because I needed to, he wanted to make sure that I was successful. So when people would come, he would say, okay, you need to call this person. Call this lady here, call her and see how she's doing. You need to do this. When you go out, okay, make sure you do this. Here, read this book for your invocations. Read this for your prayers. Read this. So he would give me training that I did have another elder that was supposed to work with me, but he was my trainer. He was the one that would train me what I needed to do, what I would need to say. And I think about a year ago when I did my first board meeting to conduct it, he was on the sidelines coaching Aretha and I to say, do this, do that, move on. So he's always been uplifting to make sure that the church sees us as a team.
As one of the first female elders of the church, you indicated that there were some problems. What kind of problems did you run into in regards to that?
Well, it's not so much with me, I guess, because everyone accepted Roscoe and I am more laid back. It was easier with me. So there were some people that did leave the church because they did not want just a female, period.
People in leadership positions?
Right, in leadership, some elders that did leave, but the church embraced me. And when we would go out together with communion. So people are used to seeing a team. So that's what they're saying when we go out. It's a team.
That's a blessing.
It was all the female elders that I work with, Aretha, Phyllis, Rodney, train them all to, to really be elders.
Yes.
Take the eldership seriously, because people are looking at you.
What is an elder? Tell our viewers, what is an elder?
Well, the elder is a spiritual leader of the church. At City Temple, as I mentioned, this is my 33rd year as an elder. And when you are an elder, people respect you because of the way you conduct yourself, how you are just an ordinary person. What you are, you're just a shepherd. You're just a shepherd. When people call, they want you to pray for them, come by and visit, and that's what we do. That's like, for instance, the female in our church that are sick. I would give my wife a list to call them, call and pray with them. And that's what our female members want. They want to hear this woman elder pray with them, because they can tell her things that they wouldn't tell me.
It makes a lot of sense.
I have to say, when I transferred to City Temple many years ago, and coming to you with the vision about anything, so supportive. When no one wanted to support, God's Hands of Praise, you did. You said, do it, just do it. And 21 years later, still ministering, a decade later. Or if you ask me to do something, and I'll say, Elder Greg, and you say it's not even open for discussion, I need you to do this, because you're training us to really serve God.
Yes.
And you would always reach out, no matter what. I mean, I'm telling you, I've even said Pastor Greg, because that's how I see him really pastoring us. Let's talk about, have you ever had an argument?
You know what we argue about?
What'd you argue about?
Time.
Time. What do you mean time?
Being late and
Being late, I don't like to be late for anything.
Okay.
And
What time does the 6 o'clock meeting start?
what time does 6 o'clock meeting start? At 6? Start
No,
at
you
6.
know, what time does a 6 o'clock meeting start?
What time does 10 o'clock board meeting supposed to start?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. And my wife have a little tendency just to lag behind time just a little bit. And that,
Do you drive separately?
no, I have to wait on her.
We used to drive separately, but we come together. My philosophy is, if there's a meeting and it tends to be habitually late, I will get there in time for the meeting. I don't need to come and sit and do nothing. So I will get there when I think I should be there. But see, he's glossing over. The worst argument we had was he got angry at me, and he pulled the car on the expressway, pulled the car over, and got out of the car.
And did what?
And just started walking.
He was driving?
And he just pulled over. He was driving, and he pulled over. I don't know I can't remember what it was about, but
Probably about time.
but that's the most. Most of the time when he's angry, he will tend to probably leave the house or just go into his room. I would do the silent treatment for a little while.
So you know how to respect those boundaries.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I want to go back to eldership, the uniqueness of it. I mean, it's not a whole lot of families got two elders in a family, the husband and the wife.
You couldn't handle if I was an elder at the church?
Sure I could, Kim.
Would it work together? Will we work together like
work
this?
together
Oh,
now.
yes.
It's driving me out of my mind. So it won't be anything different.
I have to say, I'm glad he's the elder and I can sit down. And it's what's so weird though. One minute we're sitting together in church, and next minute I look up, he's on the pulpit. I said, "Didn't you know you were serving?" And he'll like, "No, well, my name was in the bulletin," but it's like, he'll take his position, he'll take his place. He takes it very seriously, So.
Well, my question is, being that you both are elders, is this maybe causing you to really, really dig down deeper to maintain a certain aura about yourself? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I go back to my ROTC days in high school. The first thing I learned about leadership, respect is due where respect is given. And being in the Army, being a veteran, being in leadership at church, that's something that's more or less has fallen by the wayside, respect. And you try to bring that dignity back with to the elder board. I had a fantastic leader when I first joined the elder board, Elder Lawrence Britton. And he was one strict guy. And I can remember he just sent me places. He said, Elder Gray, this is First Elder Britton. That command. A little old lady of our church died. She's 95 years old. I want you to go and, by that time, closing out the funeral home, the wake service. And I said, you couldn't find any other elder? He said, no, your name came up, so go close it out. He's the only few people going to be there. I went to the funeral home. They had buses there. And it was packed. And I was so nervous. I was just sweating. Two little sisters there, Sister Ida Berg and her daughter, Velma Peters. They grabbed me by the hand, and that calmness just came right over me. They prayed when that calmness came right over me. And after that, everything just came right together.
So, Nettie, does it make you, feel that you had to present yourself in a special way, like Elder Gray was just talking about respect,
I am me. I am just me. But I think the church knew me, and in electing me, they knew what I stood for. They knew my personality. So I have not changed. I think I'm the same. But one thing that it's not just with the eldership. We have to go back to when he was deacon and head deacon. Because deacon and head deacon, it was a strain, and I might say most of our arguments were with the church. Why? Because when we had children at home, I was left with the children as he was going to this visit, that visit to do communion. I have to go to the church, and I need to mow the lawn. I have to do this. He and Wendell just church focused. So I was used to that. Phone calls, I think we would get more phone calls at our house than the pastors would get. People would call, Elder Gray, what about this? Elder Gray. So I would feel those phone calls. So I guess that's where my training started, to knowing it's easier for me being an elder now because the children are older. And my life then was with the children, and sometimes we would take the kids with us. If he would go somewhere, I says, okay, we're all going. And we would pack up everybody to go and visit a sick, to do communion. Gina would sing, and we would all be involved. So,
Ricky played the violin.
Yeah, Ricky, right. Ricky, we would get Ricky to play the violin. So it would become a family affair. And it took a lot to just maintain our household during those years because I knew, okay, he had to be with the church. My job with the school took a lot because working for church school, I'm constantly, he has a meeting, I have a meeting. But we've learned to work with it, but I guess because I'm a church school teacher, I couldn't be risque and do this. So I've just been the same. So it didn't mean to put on any airs, be any different. What you see is what I would have, oh, this is funny. One day before we were, before I became an elder, I had this skirt on. It was kind of short. And one of the members in the church says, Elder Gray, your wife has on a short skirt. He said, oh, I like it. And he kept right on walking. So I've just been me. I'm me.
Okay. I remember when we met, the first time we met, we were in the counseling program at Wayne State. And, you know, I didn't like you.
What?
I know.
That was so quiet.
I know. It was just something about you that did not connect. Can I just be transparent here? And I didn't know. I knew you were Adventist. I didn't know, but I just felt a coldness about you. But over the years, I have to be honest, I went to another church, and then when I transferred, not knowing the relationship that we would have in our daughters and with Elder Gray and Arthur and our lives, how they came together. But I've grown to love you now.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Aaron loves
Aaron loves you, yes, and I praise the Lord. But I just didn't know you. We would go to class, leave, hi, bye. We didn't have a relationship, not knowing that God was orchestrating all of this. And now look at it, we're family. I want to ask a question. Date night, me time, you know, what do you guys do to enjoy yourself?
Well, down through the years, we play Scrabble every now and then.
You love Scrabble.
And I can't be there.
You can't beat?
No, I can't. I think all these 38 years, I beat about twice.
My goodness, she's that good.
That's when I black up the board and kill.
That's what he likes to do, block up the board.
But we bowl, and we love to watch old black and white movies. The
Westerns.
The Westerns.
You do the Westerns?
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Rifleman.
Oh, yes. We don't watch these reality shows, the judges. They're not but but we love the old Westerns, the old black and white movies. Love those movies.
And you enjoy that. You enjoy that. You enjoy that. So, okay, so in our last minute, talk about how you make it work and how to help someone make it work.
Prayer.
Just prayer.
Prayer.
Right now I'm in the prayer ministry of our church. And it had really helped both of us because now we spend a lot of time in prayer.
Yeah.
And
More time.
Well, more time in prayer. But since my wife became an elder, I see the spiritual growth in her.
Yes.
She's constantly reading, doing this, calling people, praying for them. People call all the time, ask one special prayer, and I'll ask the prayer, wait a minute. And I ask Nettie to go upstairs and get the other phone. And then she'll pray, then I'll pray.
Amazing. And it shows. It's really a blessing, you know.
Well, we thank the Lord, and I just want to say to you that we love you both. We're so honored to have you as our elders, because you still are, you know, even though Arthur's an ordained elder now, you know, being an elder, and I'm able to sit back and watch how all this is orchestrated in my church as God moves forward. Thank you so much for being a part.
When I baptized, I kept down there a long time.
You take them back
I kept
down.
down there a long time.
Take them back, take them back.
Your Sabbath school was the first Sabbath school.
Sabbath school class.
Yes.
So we thank God. Well, listen, thank you for being a part of making it work and continue to make it work for God. God bless you both.
Well,
And for us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to shake your hand too.
Yeah, because I would get up and hug you.
God bless you both.
Yeah, thank you.
Amen. Thank you.
Arthur, that was a very loving interview, very special to us both, because again, we know elders Roscoe and Nettie Gray. What do you think? Are there any perfect marriages? Because they seem like they got it going on.
Wow, that's hard for me to say. I can't really say there's a perfect marriage outside of a person that is willing to follow another person without question, and then that's not perfect. You know, I think every marriage has challenges.
I agree with that. I do agree.
But I think what the key is how you work through those challenges, and realizing that a solution is always available, no matter what.
I like that, you know, you heard that old cliche, it says, happy wife, happy life. Let's say that together. Happy wife, happy life.
Kim.
Do you agree with that?
No.
I said, I knew you was going to say that. I knew it.
I mean, I'm only saying it, Kim, because, you know, can I get a little personal?
What? Okay, go ahead. Get a little personal.
You know, I mean, I tried to make you happy in so many different ways, and it still wasn't enough. You wanted me to clean this up, and if I clean it up and it wasn't good enough, you wanted me to clean that up, and if I clean that up, it wasn't good enough. So it didn't make any difference how happy I was trying to make you. You still didn't connect with me.
So you remember when I wanted you to mow the lawn, and then I wanted you to go straight, then I wanted to go circles, and I wanted to go diagonal, and you gave me the lawnmower.
I told you to mow the lawn.
And you went to play golf.
Absolutely.
And I did. I started doing the lawn until I broke my knee.
Yeah, well, you know, that was an excuse. You still should have got out there and tried to do the lawn.
You know, listen to this scripture. I like this scripture. I call on the Lord in my distress, and he answers me. Psalms 121. So I believe that Elder Gray, Roscoe, knows how to call upon the Lord. And they pray together. Did you hear that? Yeah. Praying together, worshiping together, and being able to utilize the Word of God to help them sustain in their problems.
Yes, and that's really important. Their relationship with God is carrying them through.
Oh, yes.
It's really apparent. Everything that they do, they refer to the Lord as being their motivation.
Yes. They travel together,
Yeah.
They cook. Do you know Roscoe can make a mean sweet potato pie?
He's excellent.
He can make some choplets with gravy and onions, and this is a vegetarian dish, and it's just so delicious. But Arthur, you can't cook.
I can't make no sweet potato pie, but I was wondering, have you made me one yet?
No.
I might have forgot.
I don't do sweet potato pies, but I do apple cobbler. You make a mean apple cobbler.
Yeah.
Arthur makes a mean apple cobbler.
When do you do anything that bakes?
I don't bake. You knew that. I don't bake. I cook.
You're an excellent cook.
Come on, now give me some love.
You're a good cook.
I am a great cook. I'm a chef. Would you take me to that level? Okay, anyway, but you enjoy my cooking.
Absolutely.
And I enjoy your apple cobbler.
Yeah.
And I thank the Lord that we have balance.
Yeah.
Like the Grays, being able to come together. Now, you're an elder at church. I'm not an elder.
Right.
And, I stay in the background. And
that's a good place for you. You see, you recognize where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I do.
That's understanding, who you are as an individual and what's important.
Could you imagine us both being elders?
No.
One of us will have to resign.
Absolutely.
Well, I know the Grays' commitment. They love God.
Yes.
They also communicate. Mm-hmm. They share quality time together.
They're family oriented.
See, that's the key on making it work. You've got to recognize what is important for you to be a healthy and whole family. Does it matter?
And with these few seconds we have left, I think we need to emphasize prayer.
Prayer is the key. The Bible says pray without ceasing. Well, thank you for being with us on Making It Work. I'm Dr. Kim Logan-Nowlin.
I'm Arthur Nowlin.
God bless.